been so topsy-turvy with the way the team has been going, but I feel like through all that has been a little bit of a diamond in the rough type of situation. He will find solo kills in these crazy top lane matchups where you're facing some of the best we have in our league out of nowhere, it feels like. And it's been really nice to see while all that turbulence has been there. Invincible has been a pretty good rock in the top side.
Yeah, and I feel like he's the kind of player that can continue to develop, right? As the year progresses. And like we've said, obviously this game might not be a very clear reflection on the points we made earlier, that NIP have generally been improving a lot over the last couple of weeks, and especially since the addition of Shadow, who is currently playing Splinter Cell.
It is working.
It's working.
I was actually never a big fan of Splinter Cell, I'm not gonna lie.
You know, it was a pretty fun game series, though. I'm
the run and gun guy. Maybe that's why LPL fits me so well.
The problem for me with Splinter Cell is that it kind of happened a little bit too early in my life, like the spike of Splinter Cell. So I don't really get it. As that's
okay. Well, Shadow has done the Splinter Cell shenanigans here. He does go with the captain. Engage onto the team. No more focus onto the dragon at this point. Dream is in there with the Spirit Rush. They have Photic on the top side. Carson flashes out of the pit. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. NIP now gets split down the middle. Shadow's just trying to finish off the dragon. He does get it. Bounty goes over. The rest of NIP. Photic gets that flash and gets the kill. While it will be Invincible who falls on the other side, it was a nice distraction. Now they just need to make sure to get out of this one. TP coming in from behind.
They have
that
no
should
towers.
be the Shy coming to munch down. Oh, Dream missing. Will get that Everfrost connect though, and NIP should make it out.
They will make it out, though. If Weibo desperately wanted to, they could chase them to the ends of the earth. With no towers left on the map, this is the only one. And it looks like Xiaohu's going to get it on this shove here, as the rest of NIP scrambling on the top side, trying to survive. And that's 6 towers in 18 minutes. They've averaged 3 tower takedowns a minute. Absurd.
That's actually insane. I can't believe Shadow stayed in that bush for so long. He literally was playing Splinter Cell. It's great.
It's Splinter Cell, Metal Gear. He just, you know, the exclamation mark never popped up above Weibo's head. And,
I would love to see Shadow's POV of that with all the vision. Just see him like sneaking around. Am I seen?
Have I been spotted? Yeah, I mean, really great job to stop the dragon snowball, right? Just that little bit of objective perfection from Weibo taken away in this game. But the damage remains pretty well done. Light's now got an Infinity Edge, and Xiaohu also has that second item plus the Last Whisper. So say that NIP are outstatted right now would be a bit of an understatement. Though, if we're to, you know, sort of offer some serious coaching, maybe they can steal the Baron, right? And then maybe now that they've got that dragon, right? You know, it's going to take a little while for Weibo to hit Soul, and then maybe once second item comes out for NIP, even if they're a full item down, they can still team.
I like it.
Maybe. There's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes there, but
but that's what we thrive on.
Exactly.
To see if NIP have any life left to give here. They're going all in onto Xiaohu. The Ultra Shock Laser doesn't actually connect. A lot of damage on Shadow brings him down. Flash over the wall from Chris to get into the backline. Photic hits that lightning crash. Should gun down Crisp here. Dream Spear rushing in just to get that extra charge. But NIP will actually get a trade 1-for-1. Oh, but it's going to change real quick. The repel from Karsa, it's not enough to get on the distance of Invincible. Should be this charge coming through, and NIP backing off.
Yeah, NIP trade 1-for-1, which under these circumstances must feel like getting an ace. As this inhib drop. Smack bang on 20 minutes. Now Weibo can probably just turn their attention towards the Baron. I think last couple of minutes being so far ahead, it always gets very difficult, comically enough, when you get so far ahead before the 20-minute mark. Because a lot of teams don't really have much a gauge on what they should do or where they should move on the map.
Scrims are FF'd by now. We don't know what to do.
Like if you get to what we got to in 10 minutes in a scrim, game gets FF. So
but I like
gonna find a pizza here.
All they got to do is find some picks, and then they slam it home. Already half health is Shadow. They've taken down Dream. This should be Baron for Weibo.
Yep, absolutely. Dream gone, 4v5. circumstances as they are, this should just be a very, very easy Baron takedown. Light could even stay. Oh, well, I was going to say Light could stay on this side of the wall, but he failed his 90 caliber net. So he will have to send it all the way back around.
He had that really good one earlier, so you know, you got to take him while you're shaking him. Invincible, though, having to pop that ghost, making sure he can get out of there. The Baron was actually stopped by Weibo, and now just trying to look for picks, clear some of this vision. Should go back to the Baron.
Yeah, they will this time around. 4 vs 5 window, though, is closed. Dream should teleport back.
My God.
That's a lot of damage.
Did he get caught by one thing? Oh no, the trap!
Oh,
they try to get on the other side, though. Invincible just wants to help kite out some damage. It goes all out, but it goes all down. Xiaohu has gotten the kill, another shot on the Shadow. And that will be the Baron finally gone after a big contest from NIP on the backside.
It's about as big as it could be, wasn't it, Bizarre? I mean, I guess Dream could have been there, right? But I think Dream just knew better. Dream does not want to sully his RUKDA anymore. Just goes down to the bottom side and farms. Weibo will get that.
I don't know if that's gonna be a thing this game. We're getting like 3.5 items now for some carries. This next fight's probably gonna be a doozy of one for NIP, but we do have that dragon spawning.
This kind of feels like when you go in practice tool and you want to like test out certain champion combos at certain like item breakpoints, so you know how much damage champs do in real time.
When you go to practice, you don't just spam a bunch of the Teemo target dummies and see how many you can hit on the screen. That's not what you do in practice. You actually look and do like analytics.
Well, you number for certain things.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been doing it all around. I just go in there and I place a bunch of target dummies and I look how funny it looks.
It does look quite funny.
We got to get on the same page. I got to get to your level. I need to figure out how to use this practice. Dream, that's a lot of damage to take while you're running away from somebody. That is the tower down now on the bottom side. Still Baron up, so should be a big push coming through. They don't really have a wave stain the top side of the map, though, so either they're just going to try to force this or back off.
Yeah, I mean, they've got supers coming, or a super coming from the mid lane. They could just use this as a window.
They get one pick, it's over.
Yeah. Absolutely is. Oh, well,
Shadow's going for it, though. The lightning crash is their Cataclysm trying to separate, but Shadow's already gone. And now there's not much of a front line besides Invincible to try to stave this off. Dream goes in with that Spear Rush, but puts himself in a very vulnerable position. Weibo final spark from Chris does a lot, but Light finishes it off. A hammer slam comes through, and the Shy picks up his first kill of the game. Bodic goes a little bit ham in the end, but he gets caught by the Light binding, and a second kill comes through for Light. The Baron minions are a-pushing, and Weibo is going to take game 1 over Ninjas in Pajamas.
This was a slaughter. No other way to put it. Weibo will take game number 1. NIP, I don't know. It's one of those games where you want to say have to go back to the drawing board, but they just got outplayed, and it just felt a little bit lopsided simply as well because they had so many early nations to deal with whilst drafting so, you know, I wouldn't say lazy, that's definitely not it, but sort of like in a way where they were maybe expecting Weibo to be a little less aggressive and give them a little more of a window to play the game. But yeah, Weibo on a quick night, it seems like. And
they were locking those playoffs.
Yeah, we asked that question. Weibo that beats on esports JDG. Weibo that kind of messes around and loses to like any team they feel like losing. It's this one. It's the one where they just dominate any team
so
they play
far,
against
at least. You never, maybe they just come back in a different form in game 2. No, but I really, really appreciate the way they kind of approach this one. Even where the Shy is kind of getting solo killed 2 times on the top side of the map, it was about the rest of the map, and especially Karsa. Obviously against his former organization last year, but specifically just wanting to be very aggressive. First picking the Elise and being able to carry off of that, even get some kills for himself, but then also make sure that bottom lane is set up, that mid lane is getting dives constantly. Really, really good stuff from him. And again, a very, very big point of pride, it feels like, for Weibo.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like we kind of mentioned before the draft got underway, playing against your old organization or playing against a player that used to, you know, play under the org you're on now, being either side of that always feels great. And it seems like maybe Costa hyped everyone up like, hey guys, so this is my old org.
Can I have a lease?
Can I have a lease? Can I dumpster them? And
Oh my God, I wouldn't mind going on a hike on that. I'm not gonna lie. Usually LPL gold grab, you would never want to go hiking. They are no up, down, they're steep, they're low. This was just a nice, steady little trek.
Yeah, it wasn't steady for NIP though. It was quite tough.
Well, look at the gold grab, all right? You see these little bumps? You could walk up that easily. You don't have to get any like super big hiking equipment.
No, not at all. It's just, you don't, I feel like
I'm glad I'm making you get baited into my results-based analysis. I'm just happy.
You are. No, it's fine. I mean, I just feel like we don't get slaughters this bad in the LPL. And sometimes you get one-sided games, but this was up there. NIP have to do something, otherwise we're in for a fast night. I think maybe just looking to index a little bit more into early game is probably the only thing you could really say after a game like that. We'll see what Weibo will want to do as well, because it seems like they want out ASAP.
I know what they need to do. NIP, go to the store or figure out something. Get some spray against arachnids. And don't develop arachnophobia. We'll see if you have done that on the other side of this one. We'll come back with game 2 shortly.
Manko's going to space it out. He's burned double summons in the process. No Baron Steel. They go for the all-in. Sherifu gets him over the wall. Leads by himself but flashes back over. Needs his team. Somebody help the AD carry. He failed the flash. Like, where is my team? Team! Casante is doing his thing as Arla gets flipped around and tries to get out the next target. But Arla can't do too much. Xiao Zhu with the solo carry, man. They're paying attention. Spotted out. Again, they go for the all-in. The ball breaker sees the assist. The shove doesn't work out. We get lead jumping in the front line yet again. It's Carson Boldy doesn't do too much. Now jumping a light. Arla needs to just take him down, and he does so. Like was given no help, no escape. The Shy jumps in. Weibo are all over the place. Leave is taking him out onto Xiao. 1 versus 3 timbers down. Tiger plans, baby. Goodbye, Chris. This is only a flash in the pan. As Leaf doesn't need no support to take them all down.
Keep an eye on Kanavi, keep an eye on Tarzan. They need to get into Dragon Pit. Tarzan already gets that Sonic Wave in. KDG. Stuns from Scouts! He goes golden with that Frozen Tomb. Now they're right back into the Ace Knight. It's scouting around everywhere here. But the team back is reestablished by LNG. You got TP coming down. This is a little bit of trouble for you now. He's just going to get stunned up so heavily. And now he's just gone again. He just got back. Oh, but they get him. Oh, Ming gets caught out in the end. Way with a big crescent guard, though. You got to shut down over there. But now Ben. Oh, my God. Just like that.
They're calling the bluff. They're saying you're not doing it. We know you're not doing it. So they're covering the mid lane and saying, look, we got the 1 minion and we're going to get something off of this. So the 1 minion that goes, Ming misses his hook. The Shy gets engaged upon and the Shy is dead. Keeper's burning, still separated, but now it's turning into a little bit of a pinch. Double kill coming in for Gala as he damages around this fight. Look at him just putting in the damage. Gala gets another kill. Quadra kill for Gala. And you know what he wants. You know what he needs. He's going to push forward. And look at him, Jack kill.
Welcome back to the LPL, and what a beautiful Sunday here in Shenzhen as we are in our fourth series, our second to last Saturday. I am Mata, and what a game one it was for Weibo Game today, as Karsa will get an MVP against his former organization.
Karsa feeling pretty good about that game, to say the least. 8th MVP of the split, and yeah, just had a phenomenal early game, and I think he was set up for success from the draft, but he was also just actively looking for plays 24/7 and pretty much had a 100% success rate in all of them, from the bot side ganks to the mid lane dives to the top side plays. He only died once because he got completely hard focused at the third dragon. Had a sensational game.
Yep. Yeah, starting off with a couple kills, making sure that these kinds of things happen. This man pulled off dives in mid and bot like it was nothing with the help of his team. And I think that's what makes these combos so strong when you get them paired up together on this Weibo roster.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And I just feel when you have strong pairings like this and you've got Weibo in form like they are, it just feels really impossible to play against.
Yeah, if you're wondering why though, right there, Shadow was so far, you don't get it in this replay, but there was a TP stopped in mid lane by Xiaohu on the Dream where Shadow was playing up again, and then right afterwards, they go mid and punish Dream. So, it's really good combos.
It's jungler's nightmare, I'll tell you that. Like, you know where you have to be, but then something else happens and it's like, oh, well, I've got to go to the side. Then all of a sudden that thing that you were supposed to cover originally is like now getting dove and you're like, well, yeah. So, Karsa, phenomenal game, and I think people may be also kind of quick to be like, yo, jungle diff, but this, it's so hard to play the game.
Team diff?
It was like definitely like a bit of a mixture of everything, right? Team diff, jungle diff, but in the sense of the draft.
It's like the Orin copy pasta, but it's for teams, and it's just everything.
Yeah,
that's what I'm expecting here. But big thing I do want to point out with a little bit of Hopium potentially. Welcome to the Mazel's Hopium Emporium. But for NIP, right? it wasn't necessarily as devastating as this game one was in this series, but their last series over IG, it was a pretty rough start to the series. They bounced back with 2 straight wins to reverse sweep a best of 3. They have to do that against Weibo this time. They need to deny Weibo that playoff spot, and we'll see if they can do so, sticking on the red side for game number 2. We get the Viego, the Maokai respect bans towards Shadow. It is also the Akali band, the Lee Sin, the Elise, and the Vi. A lot of jungle bans this time around, and last time as well. But first pick for Zeri of Weibo.
Yeah, so for me, I felt like if NIP were going to be staying on red side, which obviously they are, the immediate adaptation just has to be that Elise gets banned. Or if they let Elise go through, then they have to snap up the Caitlyn in R1, R2. And we are getting the Former, so with Elise gone, it forces Weibo to go towards the Zerion. A very fast ban, pick and ban phase again, NIP go with the Aphelios, plus this Wukong, the next best jungler available after the bans. And Weibo now start to lean into this team fighting, right? With the Sejuani, Zeri, Lulu. So now it's not going to be as high-paced as game number 1, but certainly with the team fighting tools and the engage tool over Sejuani, you expect Weibo to be proactively looking once those level 6s come online.
And NIP actually going into the second phase with a little bit of flexibility, having that Annie on the draft for them. It will be the Gnar focus, so top side, maybe some solo lane focus there. We'll see what Weibo want to ban away here.
I wonder if it's going to be the same kind of stuff where it's going to be like Sion here for Weibo, and then I can't remember what the second bans were on either side, but I know that Weibo weren't really feeling the potential deal of a front line with all of the team fight draft that NIP had in the previous game. So NIP had the opportunity to go towards another Shy ban, which, if memory serves me right, at the very least they did. I just can't recall the champion. I'm really bad at that, you know, Michelle. I need to fix that.
Short-term memory.
It is short-term
bane
memory.
of all casters. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to lump everybody into the category with us.
I'm not going to do it.
It's just me and you, Jamada. It's just me and you. It will be the Cassante ban, actually, by NIP this time. So trying to focus down that topside matchup yet again, saying, you know, that invincible matchup actually went our way. Maybe we can try to find some more stability that way.
Yeah, that's really interesting. That says to me maybe that they're looking to snap up. I was going to say they're a Necton to deny it away from Weibo, but if you go the Kennen
it was
in this
banned
spot,
last time.
It was banned last time for one. Of course, Kennen, we're on 13-5, don't forget, so it's buffed Kennen. It kind of dissuades a pick like Jax or Renekton. You can still go into it 100%. It's just okay.
I love it.
I love it too. I just
let's go. This was banned. This was banned by NIP last game. They were scared of this in game number 1, and here it's locked in. We get the Tristana for Xiaohu.
Yeah, all right.
Or I guess in all reality, it could be Tristana for the Shy, but I would expect the Malphite to go on the top side.
Yes, so would I. But you never know. Maybe Weibo are feeling like they're in
Shy.
a silly, goofy mood, and it is the Shy.
He's played Quinn. He's played Nidalee so far. You know, we don't rule anything out with them. But maybe a little bit of stability would do NIP well here, and they go with the Syndra.
Yeah, they do go with the Syndra, so that's just kind of a dissuading pick against the Tristana. If Tristana, you know, tries to start a rocket jump, just scatter the weaker backwards out of that, and you're all well and good. A little bit of pressure to deal with from level 6. I beg your pardon, once Casa is there and online. I feel like NIP have a lot of burst damage, but they don't really have a front. And I feel like their engage tools are kind of limited and kind of restricted to, you know, flanks from Invincible, maybe Shadow as well. Whereas Weibo can kind of just go forward and press their R keys whenever they feel like it, between the Shy, between Casa. So I feel like there's a little bit more, you know, sort of, I don't know, ease of execution on the side of Weibo. But if NIP can find those flanks, right, and this is the thing about Kennen, having him in your draft, is even if you're quite far behind, all it takes is one big slicing Maelstrom, and all of a sudden the game state gets reset.
I am wondering, the tools we'll see, the exhaust, maybe the buster shot actually from Xiaohu could be huge as well. But this mid-jungle duo, while we're looking at some of those carries, will be super important here. I know we're not going to get the same Elise-style carries matchup for Karsa, but Karsa on the Sejuani is still aggressive. He still wants to bruise Shadow. He still wants to get some advantages for Xiaohu and even Light maybe in the bottom side and really pull the team fight together later on, while Shadow on the other side is trying to just bridge the gap for his team to get into that late game team fight potential, giving him those flank opportunities for Invincible. But again, Weibo are on the brink of getting their playoff berth here in this series. So a 2-0 victory for them sets them up with a little bit of confidence.
I'm sorry to cut you off. What is that skin and why did it waddle like?
all the Malphite skins waddle, all right?
I know, but like why did it move side to side like that when it was running so quick? I apologize for derailing the seriousness of this game.
Is it the Lunar Guardian one?
Yeah, I think it's one of the really new skins.
Yeah, it's the Lunar Guardian one for sure.
Is the Shy
but
gonna
it's got a
sit
chroma
here?
on it, I think.
Mazel, if
Yes.
Invincible walks the lane, I think the Shy is gonna sit here,
Uh-oh.
queue him, and get mana flow, and then walk away. Well, he's not doing that. He's walking to the jungle.
Yep. Hey, you know, because you got a nice little squad of friends here for NIP, and they're all in pajamas. What do you think of that? Shadow's
also
actually
all
going to go for a
ninjas.
little bit of vision. Yeah, they're also ninjas.
Okay.
That's a fact we don't need to tell as much because they're trying to be sneaky about it. Invincible, though, being sneaky, and also a ninja on the cannon, will
Yeah,
actually
true.
not fall to the Shy's early cheese.
I've got to say, I mean, it's barely cheese. To be fair. He's gonna eat like 80 damage and then
It's
run
like
away.
it's like a mild cheddar, something you buy at your local grocery store.
It's like it's the cheddar doesn't even have mild. It just says cheddar. Like it
just says
it doesn't even get to be mild. Yeah. Okay. So seriousness. If Weibo do win this game and subsequently this series, they will lock in playoffs, and that is huge. NIP, I guess with this loss in game 1, I don't think they're mathematically out of playoffs. That's something I didn't.
It says
check.
NIP are eliminated unless they get a 2-0, so they are mathematically eliminated.
So they're mathematically locked down. So there is the classic. Oh, doesn't get the stun, but he gets the shard proc there. There is, of course now that burden lifted off you, where there is no pressure, Mazel. You are no longer, burdened with that small little thing we like to call hope. So now maybe this is the time.
I have a whole emporium of it. Do you want to come see?
Oh, okay. Oh, the Shy.
Okay, there's no hope.
There's no hope. He got creep blocked. That's not even his fault. What do you mean?
Mazel's Dark Hopium Emporium, the anti-Hopium Emporium. So I do want to say though, very different pace, obviously, than we were getting last game. Weibo went for a very down smash bottom lane, very aggressive jungle setup. Where I was saying it could still be a pretty big bruiser for Karsa on the Sejuani. So far, we're waiting on those first clears to really come across, and I do want to see where Karsa wraps around to, because I expect full pressure from Karsa to be around mid lane.
Yeah. For our fighting game enthusiasts, this was like starting the game with 6H, like just a straight up just heavy across the screen. In game 1, Weibo this time around.
I just hurt my neck trying to watch that go over my head. My neck hurts now, Jamada. I don't know.
Look, you made a fighting game reference. I also made one for the like 5
I didn't make a fighting game reference on purpose. I've never played fighting games, I don't think.
But you said down smash, so I was like,
well, yeah, but that's just a gamer term, right?
All right.
It's been used so much. I partake in some things. Oh, a little bit of Xiaohu action here. I'll partake in that. Nice little bit of damage from that explosive charge on the Dream.
Yeah, pretty good trade there for Xiaohu. We haven't seen junglers really attack a lane so far in this early couple of minutes, and I think that's just a lot to do with the draft and how everyone is really set up with one another. Shadow's going to slip in this third brush. There is a ward in the second.
Should try to bait this.
Yeah, he definitely should.
Oh, okay. Yep. Will be spotted out on that. The Shy able to bait out a little bit more time from Shadow here. He might actually step up to try to get a cancel there, but you actually have Karsa coming up the lane right here, and that's a late back cancel onto the Shadow. Actually saw Karsa back away as soon as that connected. I'm wondering if Karsa wanted to try to make something happen there.
Yeah, seems like the answer is no. And they will just turn back to base. I feel like if they... This is a pretty big if, because I feel like top lane, especially from Malphite on the top side, doesn't really get much attention. If they want to murder Invincible, they kind of can do it on cooldown. One thing I do want to know is that Shy just based and purchased the Dark Seal. So I'm not entirely sure whether this is even going to be like, tank Malphite. Just because it's the Shy.
They were probably highlighting the Dark Seal. I'm gonna say they were highlighting the Waddle again, just because that's where my brain went, and it was not thinking, oh, Dark Seal, interesting. No, it was they Waddle it again. They're focusing him. But we do have to see if that's gonna pan out for the Shy. Obviously, a little bit of a bend and break situation there. But Karsa clearing out some vision, does have Crisp on a roam. They should be able to play pretty heavily.
Yeah, just playing as a duo, getting information. Weibo, with 2 AD carries in the solo lanes and a Malphite, aren't really looking for too many, proactive lanes towards, proactive plays towards the lanes rather. More just windows of opportunity to sneak away information, and in this case, grab a dragon. So they'll do just that. It doesn't really seem like NIP are either A, in a position to contest, or B, even bothered about it. So they will just let that one go. As, again, level 6s have been hit. And Invincible's in lethal range!
He wants a little bit of solo bolo action for himself. Giga Shy activated!
Oh, I was just about to set it up, but the Shy's faster than I can speak. As soon as he hit that QE, Invincible was 100% in a position to get solo killed. And the Shy gets some
This is
revenge.
the combo! This is literally what they've been trying to set up at the explosive charge. It's enough! No!
Oh.
Xiaohu barely unable to get that math counter hammer. And Weibo striking mid lane, do get the flash, but Dream survives.
Oh no, I don't think he's gonna get his base off, is
he
he?
stopped his back, yeah.
Oh my
Damn, he's staring at Shadow, I don't know. Shadow, if you want that smoke, should be Shadow walking out.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna ask you, as technically my senior and my play-by-play, how meaty do we get to get? Because this was pretty bomber. This was the Shy is mad. And very rock solid.
Yes, he is very rock solid. Let's just stick with that one, because my goodness. Hey, we were talking about the Dark Seal. Well, he gets 2 stacks now, so at least he's on the way with that one. Lightning Crash from Light in the bottom lane. That'll be flash burn out of Zhuo, as well as his heal.
Yeah, not bad. Both summon spells. Maybe this makes him a target for this potential dive, which is being set up here. And Shadow coming out of base right now. He's not going to be here for another 15-20 seconds, but Weibo keeping the pace light, no pun intended. And they aren't aggressive.
I tried.
I didn't even mean it. As soon
There's
as
a really
I was
crisp
like,
light on shining on the bottom lane, all right? It's just really visible.
Very true. That's 2 plates in that single push there. That all comes off that 2v2
at this point, plates are just easy money for Weibo. In 2 games, right, they've been able to push very heavily bot lane in lane. We'll see if Light gets punished now. Those chakrams have been stacked up. Not able to get in the distance there.
Yeah, a little bit too quick. Now, on the top side, Weibo will continue their collection here of the neutral objectives. As NIP, at the very least, they will force Crisp and Light back. But for now, they're not going to be missing out on too much in the immediate future. Plus, they're up a wave already in CS, so don't feel too bad. Crisp had his flash
Checking out here,
actually
roaming down
off-screen.
here.
Yeah, so this is the problem. Now it becomes a 4v2. That's when things get a little bit scary, naturally.
Step down.
Yeah.
Here comes
Shadow's
Shadow.
over the wall now.
They're going to pull
And
the
he just
trigger on
got
this. They
6.
need to try to clear the wave if they can. See if Weibo, that's a TP down from Xiaohu. Probably more onto Shadow. It actually is NIP running away now, Invincible by himself. Almost getting undertowered by the Shy. He has the unstoppable force. All he needs is one big combo. The flash is up on both sides. Invincible should run away.
I can't take this lane seriously.
There was a flash?
Yeah. Crisp had to flash off screen. Anytime we pan towards this top side of the map, I just passively kind of grin to myself. You probably hear it in my voice.
Rock solid.
Rock solid.
Hear that over and over.
Yeah.
I hear it in my sleep.
No. Green doesn't have flash.
That was actually a really nice little knockback.
Yeah.
Barely disconnecting the Arctic Assault. There is a Rift Herald in tow now for Weibo, though. Got to watch where they're going to drop that gold. Now Light having gone to the mid lane after so much pressure in the bottom side. Xiaohu should be able to just clear those plates up.
So I actually think
they are focusing the Waddle.
They are 100%. Now I actually think that they've swapped Xiaohu down here because he's,
he can get the plate easy.
And he can just pick up the plates really simply. The only issue is if he gets forced back far enough, this might not. No, he's hit the tower. Yeah, he's hit the tower. That's super. So at the very least they'll get there. But now the 2v2 of Light and Crisp actually get first move from mid lane as well as another plate. Well played, Light. Holy moly. So if they really want to, they could continue to rotate down to the bottom side as a duo.
How important is this
or as a
dragon
trio.
stacking stop from NIP? It's early. I don't know if they want to. It looks like they
Okay.
want to position around it.
I think that the team fighting is explosive enough that if they don't feel confident to step up now, they can step up a third dragon. I don't feel like there's any immediate pressure for them to go and contest it, but it wouldn't hurt. But it would hurt if they lost the fight. So I think probably waiting until they actually hit a couple of item breakpoints, right? Things like Ludens for Dream on the Syndra or Rocket Belt for Invincible. You have a much better fighting chance of immediately winning those team fights compared to fighting right now where you don't have lane priority and you're going to be second to the punch. And the setup generally just isn't going to be as positive. At the very least, if you wait, even if the setup isn't positive, you've got stronger champions to work.
See if that time is going to be of the essence. Weibo will push in, get engaged on action. The double cyclone, a lot of damage onto Chris, but the wild growth comes straight through. Xiaohu was actually starting to do a lot onto Shadow. See them actually go ahead and start up this dragon. So not too bad from NIP to get the pressure off on the Weibo, but now they got to be a bit careful for a Karsa steal.
Yep, they do. Karsa over the wall. Doesn't have information. Get it now. He wants
There
it.
it goes. He's in the pit. He gets it. Shadow early smites it. Karsa will punish that 10 out of 10. And Weibo get their second dragon of the game. See if Blight wants to hunt anything down as the Infernal Rift takes over.
Infernal here. Things are on fire from the side of NIP. Get that dragon stolen away. And it's such a shame.
Yeah.
It's such a shame. You idiot. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame too because that setup was really nice for NIP, right? They get the almost pick onto Crisp, they force him back, but they use 2 ultimates to do it, right? And that's the big thing. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
No.
Is he gonna go for it? He did. I just said. Did he get it? He did get it last time. He's taking so many tower shots. Like, can I get the math calculation? He's like doing the looks at the unsolvable first. Like, okay, math.
Like you know how they always say like you went to school to do maths and like it was pretty pointless after like 5th or 6th grade.
Like the 50 pineapples in a cart thing.
Yeah. This is when it's actually useful. It's what the Shy said.
This is what they've been training for you.
So x equals 3, and if I wait 7 seconds and I've got 7 apples in my pocket,
I can get solo kills. That
yeah,
would
by
be
the
a
way-
math problem with us, but it makes absolutely no sense. Apples to solo kills in League of Legends, I think it works, but the Shy is definitely a partaker, as he wanted a bit of revenge on Invincible from last game.
yeah. And I would also just like to highlight that the Shy is going Night Monster or Everfrost.
He is.
Whichever one it's going to be, I don't know yet. Actually, no, Everfrost doesn't build out all there, does it? What's the other one I'm thinking of? It's Rocket Belts.
I
That's
would
the only
love to
one
see
I
the
think that
Night
builds
card.
out there.
We'll see what he actually wants to go. He does have ulti up, and Karsa is hovering. There's a hungry Poro looking for Invincible.
Mazel, I'm not even going to say to set this up. Invincible's dead.
Let's see if you're right. He does get blocked out, and he's not right.
Wow.
Shavana, you're wrong.
I thought they had
That's
damage
like
for that.
3 times across the table in almost every lane that there's been like a sub 100 health bar.
Yeah. I've got to say, I'm actually more surprised that Invincible got out of that died alive, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Invincible completed Rocket Bell first. Who really wins?
True. Yeah. It's the little things in a series like this. This is the second tower here for Weibo. And things feel pretty positive from their perspective. If you're a Weibo fan, I'm sure you're feeling quite happy about this performance.
Oh no. Okay, Xiaohu gonna go straight in on Invincible. He doesn't have any tools, but his flash, the rocket jumps bring Xiaohu a little bit closer. He doesn't have the damage just yet. Hasn't completed that first item.
Yeah, that rocket belt just to get him far enough away from getting Goomba stomped by the rocket jump and receiving the slow could have just saved his life. So I think then Xiaohu has the damage and the time to run him down. Won't quite happen this time around. Weibo trying to force a little bit of priority around this second Herald here, but for now it's in the control of NIP.
The Shy's ulti is coming up. I think he's gonna hover Dream and wait for it. Okay, he doesn't have that first item completion yet, so at least maybe being a little bit more hesitant. They will push Shadow out of this Rift Herald, though, and Carson should be able to take the second one of the game, and this is 100% objective control from Weibo.
Yep, absolutely it is. I mean, you're dealing with Malphite, who's got a substantial amount of AP at this stage in the game. And I say substantial because typically, Malphites in the top lane, they don't have a lot of AP, ever. So, even having the Oanea and the Lost Chapter is enough to make you scared. He's got 121 AP, and you have to remember his ratios are really high. So he's just gonna
a lot of squishy members running IP too, at least for now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to mention. It's something, I can't remember who the analyst was, but they were championing Malphite.
It's Crown! Yo, Giga Shy truly is unlocked when he goes Crown on Malphite. Let's go.
That's actually really smart into this comp though, because you think about the amount of burst damage that NIP have. Yeah, like if you don't get it popped before you go in, not only are you gonna go in and, you know, bomb the back line, but then you're basically invincible for like 3 seconds.
Hey, he's on NIP side, okay?
Oh yeah, true. My
I do want to see that, because the thing that's been worrying me, and the thing I think Deshai's been so hesitant about going all in on to Invincible, has been just the fact that as he sees the animation coming in, you can pop your Maelstrom, and that's an instant stun going to go down on the Shai. But now with the Crown, it gives the Shai a little bit of breathing room in that moment. And now that we see the Kraken Slayer completed for Xiaohu, there's going to be a collapse over mid lane right now. And here he comes. Light's going to go in preemptively. The Glacial Prison insta-cleansed by Photic. The Weibo won't be able to catch anything just now, but there will be a couple Summoner spells burned, at least across the trio for NIP.
The only reason right now why NIP aren't dead is because our Lord and Savior the Shy wanted to pick up that ward on the top side, so he stopped for a brief moment.
The Shy's looking. It's so funny. That's one thing I love about Malphites. When you know they want to ult, you can just see it. You like literally in their moods, like, I'm gonna go walk up here.
It's about the
I have a gigantic range. But speaking of Xiaohu, a range of a rocket jump is more than NIP can handle. And Weibo now looking for it. Invincible tries to go in, flashes for it. That's a nice big stun. Moonlight Vigil on top of everybody, but it does not matter as Weibo slammed the door in NIP's engaged face. And they should be able to make this one out of here. You do have the red and blue gun from Photic, a little bit of AoE. Don't think Weibo can get this dragon now that Kars is gone.
Yeah, he's just standing there.
Menacingly.
I mean, NIP's engage is so good, man, but they're just not at a stage where that kind of turnaround results in multiple members dying.
This was such a good moment, though.
Yeah, onto Xiaohu, really, really powerful. Flash forward, the Cyclone almost connects. Doesn't actually have a trigger pulled just yet, but it's about this turnaround.
This is where he knew.
Yeah.
The whole meme, this is where I'm just going to stop it from there, because my God, when you're flashing like that, I feel like you're going a little ham.
Yeah, but you can't really blame NIP for trying at this.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Shadow's gone. And
Shadow
Dragon out on the table for Weibo. He is a Shadow.
Third Dragon. Pick up there.
Ulti's coming up for the Shy. He has another Hextech Alternator. More damage. 4 stacks on the Dark Seal. Huge stuff, but really huge stuff from Weibo. Because while we have a big lead here for them, 7,000 gold in the advantage, this is Weibo's day. This is one of the teams that are bound to lock in playoffs tonight. They needed to win this series whole-handedly. They needed a confidence boost to finish out their season strong against WE, against RA, and to make sure that they're joining the upper echelon of our teams here in the LPL, and as they rightfully should.
Absolutely. And this is the Weibo. This is the kind of Weibo that was promised. You know? The Shy being a memester in the top lane. Xiaohu and Kasa, a really, really dominant 2v2 mid-jungle. And Light and Crisp, a very dependable and reliant 2v2 in the bottom side. Winning out in this matchup against Photic and Zhuo pretty whole-handedly, even without Kasa's assistance. Like, it was pretty much ever-present in game number 1. And this is the playoffs, or this is the kind of playoff side that you would be terrified to go against, right? So hopefully, for Weibo's sake, And hell, for the sake of competitiveness in the LPL, they can maintain this level of performance, as seems like focus could just be in and around the Baron now. They want to deny as much vision as they can from the top side.
Yeah.
Just
I will
ensure
say,
that
though,
are walking in blind.
has not been an easy road for Weibo, right? Like, they still have 2 series left after this one, but specifically, they have not passed the test when you're facing up against the upper echelon teams. And while we expect a performance like this from them, it is still that question mark that comes in if you're not finishing the season strong and you're not finding the ways to kind of bridge those gaps that you had against those top teams.
Yeah, I do agree, because when you do kind of zoom out, right, I think whilst 8-5 right now, looking like 9-5, and we'll see where they finish with the remainder of their schedule being on the easier side for a lot of teams at their score. You know, at the end of the day, they have lost to the top two teams in the league, when a lot of people had Weibo pegged as potentially, you know, sort of second, maybe even first, depending on the ceiling and how this roster worked out. Now, 2 ultimates used there in Arm's side. Yeah, Invincible almost gets solo killed by Xiaohu, so the pressure continues to mount.
Does indeed, and this tier 2 tower will fall to Weibo. I wonder if they go for the engage. I mean, NIP are grouped up, and I think the Shy is hungry. We're going to TP in now. Shadow going forward with the Cyclones, but he's already taken down. Now Light's feeling himself. The power unleashed just did literally nothing to Light. And that is the power of Weibo Gaming in Game 2 of this series. That is a triple for Light. The Shy flexing his muscles with an unstoppable force. And Weibo will down smash NIP. And they will lock themselves in to our LPL playoffs.
I would say the Shy is standing there menacingly. It's the whole damn Weibo lineup. And NIP could not do anything here tonight. It has been one-sided. It has been a butcher house.
It's a quick night.
NIP have walked wholeheartedly into it. And Weibo will lock themselves playoffs here. The 2-0 scoreline on the night.
Congratulations to Weibo Gaming. Able to lock in those playoffs with a 2-win streak here and a domineering victory over NIP. Where NIP are now out of playoffs after their first loss in this series. It definitely is a little bit of a sore note for them, where they were coming in with a bit of a changed attitude the last 3 series, changed pieces. While you see a little bit of friendliness there, it is a tough situation for NIP, but a glorious one for Weibo.
Absolutely it is. Weibo moving into playoffs, and I think, you know, there were probably a couple of concerns around where exactly Weibo would finish, as a couple of the losses started to mount halfway through the split. But right now, sat and not necessarily locked in hard in 4th place. I beg your pardon, but for now, 4th place, right? And I think that's just important for them, plain and simple, because I feel like for a majority of us watching the Weibo lineup throughout the split, the expectations were so high, it felt like that meeting that bar was going to be quite difficult, but they still weren't quite meeting that slightly more reasonable bar. But again, here, this is the Weibo that most people were expecting coming into spring.
Yeah. And Karsa obviously getting a little bit of a leg up on his old org in V5 now in IP. And really the team solidifying. I will say, still question marks for the Shy. He did bounce back in that game too with the Malphite pick, his first of the season as well. And really a great performance in that time. But man, game number 1, getting solo killed twice by Invincible. I think you give props to Invincible for that one. And that does mean that you have to kind of shore things up for Weibo, a little bit of momentum gain for them, but needing to make sure they finish strong against WE and RA like we said earlier.
Yeah, you know, Weibo do have arguably the easiest, air quotes, run of schedule towards the end of the split here. So, you know, coming in as strong as they have tonight, I think definitely, you know, sort of warning signs potentially that they are finally all business. And there shouldn't be too many hiccups. But I do agree with you, and I think that has been a bit of a running and consistent theme here, that the Shy has definitely been to a point a bit abusable, right? I think at times he has definitely overstepped. He's found himself on the end of a lot of solo kills. I think, you know, last week it was something like 15. He got solo killed twice here tonight. So that adds to that tally at the very least. It's probably a little bit more than 17 now. He's probably finding himself in so. That's what I've had to do, I guess. Because he's shy, that's what he does. He either solo kills or gets so easy as that. So maybe that can be an avenue for the remaining teams like WE to try and abuse. But for now, still, as a functioning unit of 5, Weibo are looking impeccable.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And I think when you see the way they adapted a little bit in game number 2 from game number 1, I want to see if this Malphite pick is going to be more consistent against the Kennen picks, if it's going to let through, because I feel like that was a point of power that NIP felt they had coming into the game number 2, because they definitely all in on the kind of team fight potential for them. But it's going to be far difficult to get to that state against Weibo, and you see exactly why here with the stats on your screen.
Yeah, and you know what? On that call out there of things like Malphite into Kennen, Malphite does a really good job into range lane bullies for the reason of, you know, Humat, Scorch, Airy, or Comet, and whatever the lane bully is supposed to do, you kind of match that damage in the button press in the trade. So it feels pretty obnoxious to deal with. We'll see whether or not this is a consistent theme for the Shy here. If he gets blind pick Kennendon or Jace or anything like that, whether or not he relies or leans back onto something like Malphite, and whether or not we get that skin where he waddles a lot. Because
that was actually hilarious. It was so much better at the beginning with the home guard, but you know, we went back to it time and time again. It's like a well. And I especially appreciate some of that adaptation from, like, obviously you see there in the last game they go back to some of the life, but I was so hyped about this light version. It was light, a little bit of help. Also, specifically having to break the bottom right now, having to do like crisp flow, so integral the way they're able to play games, and when they're enabled to do that, it looks so damn good.
Yeah, and I think, you know, most teams look a lot, you know, they look a lot more like an oiled machine when you've got this system working, but it just feels like Casa and Crisp just have a slightly deeper link in synergy, where they kind of just know what each other are doing 24/7 when they've got movements like this going on the map. We saw it in game number 1 when, you know, they were consistently moving around as a trio unit, not even just a duo, to be honest with you. And we saw it here in game number 2 as well, where they were just hearing information. They didn't really need to look for fights or look for skirmish setups. It was just, okay, is Shadow on this side of the map or the opposite side of the map? Seems like he's on the other side of the map.
Is he
gonna shove it this wave and get Dragon.
Yeah, it was really good picking apart of the map, at least for Weibo. Now, we're waiting on our MVP here. I did see a lot of from Chris, at least out on the map, especially. And I wonder if he gets the full MVP. You know, I definitely expect
So, obviously, we don't decide. We saw how much fun and focus was on the Shy. I have a feeling he's gonna get MVP just because it would be funny. I have a feeling he's gonna get MVP just because it would be funny. I don't like. You know how you get MVP votes in the LEC where it's, you know, it's 3 players and sometimes you've got like 2 really obvious answers, and then there's sometimes just the third because you have to have 3. And I feel like the Shy is going to be there, and for the sake of the Shy playing Malphite and looking really funny, he's going to get it. But I do agree, it should probably be Caster again, or it should likely be Light for his performance in that second game, because, yeah, he kind of just dominated the 2v2 alongside Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see who that will be. Oh, it is the Shy! Look at that! The Shy will earn MVP for game 2 as you speak about him. He claims it. I said Giga Shy activated. Well, he's activated enough to get his 4th MVP at the spring split.
Yeah, we're getting a B-roll of the solo kill, aren't we? It's coming.
We are.
It has to. Yeah, we are.
It's coming.
I know it. It's the rock solid. What can you do as Invincible, man?
The little fade away. Oh.
You just get Malphite. You just get
again the Waddle-tastic Malphite skin, and this right here, Invincible tried so hard, but in the end, it didn't even matter.
It didn't even matter, and yeah, I think the Shy, he earned his MVP. He earned his MVP. Yeah, there was no answer to the Malphite. The game was so short that there were 2 clips in the B-roll.
probably have like
There's like a
5
replay
at
package
least.
normally of like
It's like a whole package.
4 to 5 plays. This game ended so quickly, and the Shy stood there looking at them so menacingly.
So
that all we
menacingly.
needed was 2.
We need a new Giga
plays.
Shy edited. Somebody at me, and we'll figure out how to get it on LPL English. Now, we are going to take a little break here. We have our second series getting ready to go. It is going to be Ashin and Kitty joining you. So we're going to bid you adieu here. But make sure you stick around because LPL Super Saturday continues after this.
Is that because Haichao has been... Oh, good trade there. But yeah, you can see that Haichao dropped a bit of farm. Oh, that's actually a bit
Not
more
that
than
good.
offside.
Not that good. Oh, he almost goes down, loses splash there. Xiaoshu almost gets himself a kill there. A little bit of an unfortunate moment. The extra healing available. Xingqian behind the wall. Will Xiaoshu look for a ball? No!
The LPL are kings again.
There's two things I love and hate about the LPL this year. What I love is that everybody beats everybody. What I hate is that everybody beats everybody. This means that on paper, this top esports team should be primed to dismantle BLG and take over the league. It's rookie, it's Jackie Love, and it's an easy prediction. But in reality, well, we'll just have to find out.
Good boy, levels down. Oh, Xiaoshu, you don't know. You don't know. He's going to go Mega, but I don't think it's going to really help him. He's going to finally get the Mega Nair off and should be able to walk away. I'm sorry, I jinxed you, my bro. Crocodile has Xingqian now isolated away from his team. He will fall down as LPC picks up that kill. Tien exceptionally tanky right now, has almost all of his health bar. LGD not so lucky. They're looking for more. They're looking to make this one work. Jinja falls. So does LPC. It's a double kill for Jackie Love as Rookie finds Haichao, and they get 4 for 1. Xingqian did all the heavy lifting. And look, you do have positives. Bin will own the side lane against Invincible. He just needs to make sure he does not get caught after the fact. As you can see, there's the Maokai ultimate coming out here to try and catch out Yagao, and he will get caught out in the end of it all. There's the Glacial Prison coming out though, and that's Shadow going down. Joe was tanking turret for some reason, and now you can see the 280 carries we talked about having so much. Dream, one more auto attack, and all of a sudden the money's turning green. The numbers are going up for BLG. They knew they hadn't got any kind of real engage, so Photic's in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to be forced to flash away, and there's going to be one more auto attack. He finally gets him over with the dredge line, gets from the depths as well, and they're taking them down. Attack speed. Baron's dead. Can they look for a fight? They're looking to try and push this one there using the Maokai ultimate, but Bin might be ending the game. They get Sean, who doesn't do anything less than he can. Sho is dead, Maokai is gone. The base is crumbling, and I feel like we've hit critical mass. Dream gets caught out. It's a triple kill for Elk to end it all, and Bin has been ending the game. Split pushing Fiora is a happy Fiora. Quadra kill actually coming out for Elk at the end of it all.
Take me under your wing, crack of thunder, as a wild bird sing. You can hear hunger crying out, a sonic echo that leaves no room for doubt. All the shots bring it back to what it's like. Make a move, do we do? As the world cries tears in 元に気をつ逃げようなんて思わないでよね。雪を前まさかそれすった水中言語それイオネの特製ドリンクじゃ踊りなさい。これこそが知恵の言動。ふふ
難攻不落。
姿を見せ行け逃がさない急がないとはっ全部丸見えね黒き翼よ昼夜を切り裂く陣営のごとく健康よ世の乱れを切り尽くせはっ断罪の瞬く間に我が剣よ影に従えふわっやっ急がないとはっ陣営のごとくここだよ風だ運命には逆らいません勝った失礼逃げようなんて思わないでよね雪を前足元に気をつけてお風だこれが運命です桜吹雪ふうあちゃー逃げようなんて思わないでよね踊りなさい雪を前私のお家にいらっしゃい姿を見せよ健康よ世の乱れを切り尽くせはっ瞬く間に
いざ岩山八九
影のカラスが優也を求めている行け逃がさないはっ痛くしちゃうかもはっ陣営のごとくはっそう覚えたわよやっほっディア足元に気をつけて風だ水中言語 逃げようなんて思わないでよね。運命の共演、離れてください。踊りなさい。え、それ。にゃっ、はっ、すっ、
剣女盤石天理チョーク。
これこそが知恵の伝道。手をつなぎましょう。我が剣よ、影に従え。瞬く間によっ。負けの準備でもしておきな。 Come try me if you down。 悩んでもやめないわ。No more。 苦い思い消えてよ。この街に呼ばれるサイニーレクチャー。全力で追い越してよさ。トレーディングモード始めよう。風だ。ふう、水中現場。雪を前。逃げようなんて思わないでよね。踊りなさい。一緒に遊ぼうよ。風だ。運命よ、ここにいでよ。神里流透滅。失礼。やっ、雪を前。私のお家にいらっしゃい。
天道ここにあり。難攻不落。
万歳の行け、逃がさない。そりゃ瞬く間に。はっはあ、手をつなぎましょう。はっ、逃げようなんて思わないでよね。水中現場。踊りなさいよ。全部丸見えね。姿を見、健康よ、世の乱れを切り尽くせ。行け。
天理チョーク。
これこそが知恵の伝道。手をつなぎましょう。はっ、それ、はっ、知恵を逃がさない。陣営のごとく。はっ、そりゃ。風だ。運命には逆らいません。桜吹雪。そ
天道万象剣女盤石
断罪の瞬く間に我が剣よ影に従えふわっはっはあディア行け私のお家にいらっしゃい黒き翼よ昼夜を切り裂きなさい
岩山八九
健康よ世の乱れを切り尽くせはっ
Let's turn the radio on. You got your skirt on tight and your legs on long. Let's lay some whiskey down. We'll dance all night, then get it on to another country song. You and me going out tonight. Let's turn the radio on. You got your skirt on tight and your legs on long. Let's lay some whiskey down. We'll dance all night, then get it on to another country.